everyone, welcome to Sarushi classes. So now onwards we are going to cover IAS Mains General Studies paper 4, that is ethics, integrity and aptitude, and I have divided the whole syllabus into the total 8 units. So let's discuss them one by one. So first unit is ethics and human interference. So what we are going to discuss in this are 4 topics. First is the ethics, understanding and related concepts. So understanding ethics and ethics in human actions that we are going to cover. Then the second is ethics in different contexts, like different dimensions of ethics, and third is human values, like the role of family, society and educational institutions, and the lives and the teachings of the great personalities, and of course case studies of ethics and human interference, and exam pattern questions and previous year questions. Then the second comes is the unit 2, that is attitude. So we are going to discuss something about attitude and behavior, and in this concept of attitude, structure of attitudes, functions of attitudes, influence of attitude and its relations with thoughts and the behaviors. Then comes the attitude formations and change, like how the attitude is formed and how it can be changed, that we are going to study in this chapter. That in this topic. Then comes the attitude and the society, like social cognitions, attributions, social influence and pursuance. And then comes the moral and political attitudes, like moral attitudes, political attitudes, motivations and things like that, that we are going to cover in this fourth topic. And then comes the case studies and the attitudes, where we are going to discuss something about the case studies related to the attitudes and exam pattern questions and the previous year questions. Then comes unit 3, that is aptitude and foundational values of civil services, where we are going to discuss something about the aptitude for civil services, aptitude like concepts and its importance, and aptitude for civil services. And then comes the foundational value for civil services, and of course the case studies of aptitude and foundational values for civil services. Then comes the emotional intelligence, where we are going to cover understanding the emotional intelligence and basic concepts, emotional intelligence and emotional intelligence quotient. Then comes the developmental emotional intelligence, like emotional intelligence development and applications in administration and governance. And then comes the case studies of emotional intelligence and exam pattern questions and previous year questions. So then comes the fifth unit, that is moral thinkers and philosophers from India and the world. So first we are going to discuss something about the history of moral philosophy, milestones in development of moral philosophy, and then comes the moral thinkers and philosophers from world and from India, and something about the case studies of moral thinkers and philosophers from India, and features of Indian ethics, ideals of Indian moral philosophy, etc. Then comes the unit 6, that is public and civil service values and ethics in public administration, like ethical dilemmas, status and the problems of values, ethical concerns in government and private institutions, and ethical dilemmas in government and the private institution. Then comes the ethical governance, where we are going to discuss something about the laws, rules and regulations as source of ethical guidance, conscience as sources of ethical guidance, accountability and ethical governance, and strengthening of ethical and moral values in the governance. And next comes is the ethics in international relations and the corporate governance, where ethics in international relations, United Nations Charter, ethics in international funding and corporate governance are some things we are going to discuss under this topic. And last comes is the case studies or relating to the public or civil services values and ethics in the public administration, and exam pattern questions and the previous year questions. And next topic comes is the unit 7, that is probity in governance. So first we are going to discuss something about the public service and probity, concept of public service, philosophical basis of governance and probity, and governance, democracy and good governance, and the philosophy of probity. Then comes the transparency and right to information, like information sharing and right to information. And then comes the ethical codes and citizen charters, like code of ethics, code of conduct, citizens charters, etc. These things we are going to cover under this subtopic, and then work culture and challenges of corruption and case studies with explanation with this. So these things we are going to cover in this topic, and work culture, quality of service delivery, utilization of public funds, and the challenges to corruption. So these things we are going to cover in this topic, and something about the previous year questions also. Then the last unit is case studies, ethics, integrity, and aptitude, and exam pattern questions and previous year questions along with advanced contemporary case studies. So this is about the syllabus. So we have just looked at the syllabus. This is just bird's eye view, we can see. So with this we have covered all the syllabus discussions. This is just, you know, just bird's eye view. So in the next lecture onwards we are going to discuss everything about these things with the first chapter. So in the next lecture we are going to discuss something about the unit 1, ethics and human interference. So I would request you to subscribe to our channel for more such lectures, and do share these with your friends, and also click on the bell icon so that you will get notified after I upload this next video. And please do comment below this videos your recommendations or your request or whatever you want to say, whatever you want me to make. You just comment down below in the comment box. And thank you so much for watching. We will meet in the next chapter.